All right, we're recording. So
Yay.
welcome everybody. We are so excited to do this Zoom with you guys. Our team literally has grown exponentially the past week or two. And so this was a long overdue training. We're going to try to keep it quick for you guys, especially those of you on the East Coast, and just get right to the point. Please feel free to ask questions in the chat. We'll keep an eye on the chat, and we're happy to answer anything that y'all add in there. So please ask, because we want to be able to help you guys. But if you keep your questions to yourself, we can't help. So please utilize that. And then also you can use the raise hand feature if you want to ask a question like out loud, if there's something you need to explain. Okay. So my name is Brittani Hayes. You guys know me, obviously. I am y'all's double diamond upline. Everyone on this Zoom, you're in my downline somewhere, whether you signed with me or not. I'd love to get to know some of you better. So just please know my door is always open to any of y'all. We're one team, one mission. So whether I signed you or not, you can always come to me if you need help. Everyone on this team is like one big family. So we're all here to back you up. We're all here to help you. And yeah, that's and I guess the gist about me. I've been in the business for 10 months, and this is what my husband Zach and I both do full time now. Tori, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Yep. And I'm Tori Draper. Hi guys. I'm new as well. I actually have only been in this business for a month, and I just hit enrolled a couple days ago. So very, very new here, but trying to get into the swing of things as well. And obviously, Brittani signed me up, so she's been helping just teach me everything. So it's been really fun, and all you guys have been really fun to work with. So again, same thing applies. If any of you have questions, I'm still learning too, so that's okay. But I will do my very best to help you out too. So my door is always open as well. And then today we just wanted to go over some things that we thought that might help out, that always helped us out, when we started too, and it still helps us out every single day. So if you guys have like a pen and paper ready, you'll definitely want to take some notes. Obviously we're recording this, so if you need to go back and watch it again, you can do so as well. But I'm a note taker, otherwise it'll just go in and out the other. So Britt, do you wanna kick us off?
Yes. Okay. Erica says she can't hear. Erica, I guess she can't hear if I say this. I'm texting her you have to connect with audio. If ever you guys get on the Zoom and ask you if you want to connect with audio, that's not saying, do you want to be able to hear, just FYI? Yeah, Jamie just told her. Cool. That's how you're going to be able to hear. So, okay. So let me pull up my notes. Okay, so the first thing that we wanted to touch base with you guys is just what to do when you very first get started. So when you join, the first thing you're going to want to do after you watch that initial training video, like the welcome video, is you're going to want to get your first post out. I've made like a little template that I have in the files of my team page, Fire Tribe. Oh, and while we're talking about it, just so everybody knows, because I know a lot of new people are kind of confused on what's what. So Fire Tribe is my team page. That's everything in my entire downline. So all of you should be added to that. Freedom Legacy is our presidential upline, Claire Flores's team page. So that's everything, everyone in her downline, which all of you are a part of. She was my enroller. That's who I signed with. She's been in the company for 21 months. And then Elite Legacy is our ambassador diamond upline, Alyssa Billu. That is her team page, and that's everyone in her downline. So again, you're a part of that as well. So each team page has a little bit different dynamic. Elite Legacy isn't very intimate because it's huge, but it is a great resource. Like there's lots of files, lots of albums. And then Freedom Legacy is kind of like an in-between ours and Elite Legacy. There's about 600 people. Definitely there's some amazing people in there that you would love to get to know, but it is getting bigger and bigger by the day, so it's hard to to get to know everybody in that group, obviously. And then Fire Tribe, we've got a little less than 100 on the page. We've got a little over 100 on the team, but that's including some spouses who aren't on the page. So our team's very intimate. Everybody, like I said, is one big family. So utilize all three pages. They're there to help you. In the files of my page, I have a first post example. And so what I recommend doing is taking like a selfie of you, or if you're kind of insecure about selfies when you first get started, I understand that. Get like a family picture or a picture of you and your baby if you have a baby. it can be you and your significant other, whatever. Something personal though, you don't want to just do a graphic. You want it to have your face in it. Do a picture of you, and then you want to excitedly announce that you've joined the company. You want to say why. You want to be really, really real. I always tell people the more real, the more vulnerable, the better. So example, when I got started, I just said, I'm tired of being a single income family and things being tight, living paycheck to paycheck. So, I joined this business so I can, change that for my family. I know when Tori joined, she had just had a baby. And so she wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. She worked full-time for a mortgage company before, didn't want to go back to work when she saw that sweet baby's face. So her first post looked kind of like, I've decided not to go back to work. So being a stay-at-home, I want to be a stay-at-home mom, but I still want to provide, so whatever is your story, don't be afraid to put that out there. The more real you are, the better. And then what I have in that post is what to close, in the file is what to close that post with. So you always want to close it saying you're looking for product testers. And again, I have the exact wording in that post. So utilize that, just copy that and add that to whatever you personalized. And that is a great way to get your initial first customers. Loyal customers and product testers are the exact same thing. We're social media marketers, so you've got to utilize those marketing terms. So even though they are the exact same thing, people will respond a lot better to you saying you need product testers than saying I need customers. So when you say I've got product tester openings, you're going to find people coming to you saying, hey, I'll be a product tester. And so again, that's just a great way to scoop up those customers.
Yeah, guys, that's really true and really important. Like when I first made my very first post, I think I got I don't want to exaggerate, but I think it was at least 11. I had people contact me, but I got at least 11 loyal customers just like that from that very first post. So people are like, wait, what are you doing? I want to be, like she said, I want to be a product tester. I want my hair to grow. Sign me up. I want to be part of your portfolio. So it'll trust me, just use exactly what Brittani gives you and make it customized, like she said.
For sure. Yeah. It's a great way. And I always tell people that first post, you want to make that post count. So again, don't chicken out of doing a personal picture and do a graphic. You want that first post to be eye-catching and to count. People are so much more likely to scroll past anything that looks like an ad. So make sure it's you, and they're more likely to stop and read what you wrote.
Yep.
Hold on one second. I'm going to go ahead and pass it to Tori and let her start this next part. Let me make sure my baby's okay. You got this, Tori?
Yeah, you're good. Okay, so the next one we're going to go ahead and hit real quick is warm messaging. So what warm messaging means is we're going to send a direct message to people that are your closest friends, family, people that you talk to every day, people that are constantly liking your stuff on Facebook, just your people that actually support and love you and everything. So when we send this warm message, we actually have a template of this as well. So, and I don't have it right in front of me, and unfortunately my internet is messed up, so I'm having to work off my phone, so I can't pull it up right now. But we have that as well, I'm sure, on the Fire Tribe somewhere, about the warm messaging, Britt.
Yeah, it's in the files. So
okay.
We have pretty much everything Tori and I are going to be covering tonight. You can find in our files or in our albums if we're talking about pictures. But yeah, there is a file that says warm message example for new distributors. And then I also have one that says warm message example for existing distributors. So if you have been with us longer than a month or two, you're going to want to click on that one that says existing. And that's a great little sample template for you guys. But for those of you that are brand new, obviously click the one that's new. They're very, very similar. There's just minor wording differences in the part about being new or updating my portfolio.
Right. And it's pretty much just saying hey girl, I'm new to the business. I need some product testers to help build up my portfolio. I know this is super random, but do you think you'd be interested? And it's just a quick blurb, and they, just to get people excited about it. And honestly, I know Sarah Draper, she's gotten, I'm pretty sure almost all of her loyal customers from that warm message, So yeah, so it's really, really important. And again, you're sending that to people. It's not cold messaging. So you're not, sending it to Sally up in Pennsylvania that you don't even know. You're sending it to your grandma, your cousins, your friends from high school, so that's the warm messaging. So that thing is really, really helpful as well. That'll get you a lot of loyal customers right out the gates as well. So if you pair that with your first post, it's crazy. You'll get your majority of loyal customers right there. So I accidentally skipped number 2, Britt. So
okay.
The do's and don'ts of posting. This is really fun.
Okay. All right. So we just so whenever you get started, you're really excited. And I mean, I always tell people what Mike Patillo always says, you know, ignorance on fire is definitely better than knowledge on ice. So you definitely don't want to just sit back and like wait for your kit to come in and delay getting started. You definitely want to get started right out of the gate. However, there are some things that you want to kind of make sure that you keep in mind when you're posting, just to keep, you know, make sure that you're moving in the right direction with your momentum and not kind of directing people away from you. So a few, I guess I'll hit on the don'ts first. I'm gonna start with the negative and then we'll go to the positive. A few things to remember not to do is, don't post anything that's spammy. Don't post anything that like looks like an ad is what I mean by that. So studies have shown that people literally will just scroll right past ads. I mean, think about when the commercial comes on. What do? The commercials, you know, never fails is louder than what the actual show was, and you're annoyed and you're like muting it or whatever. Or that's when you get up and go do something around your house and you come back when your show comes on. So people don't like ads. So you want to stay away from looking like an ad, and you want to keep things very personal. And so stay away from anything that you're going to find on Google, like any kind of like just random stock photo, and really keep it personal. Before and afters are good to share to show people how the products work. So that's not what I mean by ad. I mean just something that's just very impersonal and doesn't do anything for you. Like a picture of like, if I just literally like lay this on the ground and take a picture of it, like what does that tell people? It's just wraps. So like you want to either make it like a pretty personal picture that you took that's got your face in it or got, you know, personal to you somehow, or you want to show before and after, but don't just, you know, don't just take a picture of the product and like, you know, it just be boring.
Are you wearing the wrap or something would be good, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, get creative.
Yeah.
Yeah. So stay away from ads and anything like that. And then another thing is you want to, let's see, what's another major don't.
Like don't post things like back to back to back to back to back to back. So don't be like, hey, I gotta cleanse. Hey, I gotta cleanse. Next post, like 20 minutes later, hey, I gotta cleanse. Anyone, you know what I mean? Just don't like sit there and just be like, bam, 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 because people are gonna be like, ah, you know, screaming and like blocking you immediately. So don't do that either.
For sure. So like you want to space your posts out 1.5 to 2 hours. That's the best for the algorithm. So anything closer than that, what happens is visibility goes down. So yeah, you just posted 5 posts in an hour, but people only ever saw the first post most likely on their news feed because the other posts get pushed way down in people's news feeds. So space your posts out 1.5 to 2 hours. You'll hear a lot of people in the top of the company on trainings that are floating on YouTube talking about posting 6 times a day. That's a great goal, but space them out, you know? And if for some reason, you know, you have a hard time getting that many posts, I always tell people quality over quantity. If you can get 3 really good solid posts, that's better than 6 really crappy posts. So when you're new, like don't let the number overwhelm you. Spend more time on like a couple quality posts, and then you can gradually work up as you're learning. But yeah, just definitely keep those things in mind. And then let's see, what's another just kind of don'ts of posting is you don't want to be tagging people in all your stuff. You want to you want to post as you always did before It Works. You're just now incorporating It Works into your life. So like, for example, I know a lot of girls that might be interested in hair, skin, and nails, but if I do a hair, skin, and nails post, I'm not going to tag them all in it because that's just kind of like a Facebook no. You know, we are social media marketers, but we don't want to force it on them. The idea is that our posts are, what am I looking for, Tori? Like they're attractive enough that they're bringing people right to us. We're not having to,
right,
you know, force them to come to us. Yeah.
Right. And that's where that warm market message comes into, or the warm messaging comes into play too, like Brittani said. So if you know people that want to grow out their hair, or you know somebody that just had a baby and they have stretch marks that they want to get rid of, or like I had that little tummy, I call it a little tummy flap. There's a technical word for it, but after I had Nix, my baby, you know, that little pooch. Anyway, I used the wraps, and literally by the 3rd wrap, that it was like gone. It was like, I was like, yes, baby, Jesus, it's a miracle. But yeah, it was awesome. So, you know, if I know somebody that would be interested in that, I'm gonna send that warm message and just say, hey, girl, like this stuff's really, you know what I mean. But I'm not gonna, like she said, I'm not gonna like post something and then tag like 8 of my friends that might want to grow their hair out. That's not the way to do it.
For sure. Yeah. And I just saw in the chat, Shan asked if this is being recorded. Yes, it is, Shannon. And then I just realized, sorry, Sarah, you have had your hand raised for a few minutes.
Oh,
and I like calling you, but go ahead. Let me unmute you and you can ask your question. Okay, you're unmuted. Sarah Hurley.
Do we have a Sarah Hurley?
She may not have meant to raise her hand. Okay.
Oh.
If you meant to raise your hand, just say something in the chat, Sarah. I just muted you back. Okay. All right. Okay, so I think we covered the major don'ts of posting, but I feel like I'm leaving something out. If it comes to me, I'll write it down while Tori's talking. But Tori, do you want to kind of go over some of the do's, or did you want me to cover that?
Yeah, we can do it together if you want. Like, so right off the bat, do post, like things that you do want to post. You want to, like she said, continue to post like you've always posted. You're not changing that. The only thing that you're changing is you're now incorporating It Works into your posts. And it doesn't have to be every single one. So Brittani, you have a really good method that I'm still trying to get used to doing, but you do, correct me if I'm wrong, you wake up in the morning, sometimes you'll do an inspiration, like a quote that you find from like Pinterest or something, which is really cute. I like that idea. And just to get waking up, everybody's, start your day off, something fun like that. Second, you'll do a personal or business. Personal?
I do a personal, yeah.
Personal. And then she'll do a business post or a product post. I'm sorry, right?
Yeah, product post.
And then, so she sits there and she'll switch them out. You know what I mean? She'll do a personal, then she'll do a business, then she'll do a product, then she'll do another personal. So people aren't, again, getting bombarded with just It Works things. So that's really effective. That's really going to keep people, like, they feel like they're still involved in your family. They still want to see your family. They still want to see you. You know what I mean? And they might not necessarily want to see a photo of a cleanse. You know what I mean? So that's definitely a do. So put things that are fun, things that are still relatable to you, obviously, about your family and your life. As if you're not friends with Brittani on here, I highly recommend going and joining, like adding her on Facebook and Instagram, just for like some inspiration, because she's really good about incorporating it with, her cute little baby and her family in general. But like, she'll do pictures and she'll say like, I got some friends, started on a weight loss journey while I was drinking my shake this morning with my little baby because I ran out of time to make breakfast. You know what I mean? And just stuff like that. Like, people are like, oh, okay, cool. Like, it's relatable is my point. So that's good. So if it's relatable, it's fun, it's interesting, that's definitely always a do. I'm probably leaving a lot out, but.
No, that's perfect.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, what you just said reminded me of, like, when in doubt, remember the 5 F's of Instagram, which I'm probably going to totally butcher this. Tori, save me if I am. Friendship, fun, food, fashion, family. Got it. So that's like the safe things to post about. So if you, like, when in doubt and you're trying to like have like that filler post, like Tori was talking about, like if, you just did a product post and you're like, okay, I really need to post something personal on about It Works, take a picture of your food, like go, make something cool and take a picture of it, or, post something of your family. There's always plenty of personal posts you can do. Just make sure you're definitely incorporating those. Make sure your posts are very like clean, bright, crisp, because a dark, like grainy picture, again, it's not going to get the visibility you want as like a really clean, bright, pretty picture. So like I use PicTapGo. I know Tori uses, what's it called?
It's called VSCO, but it's VSCO. It's just an app that is a photo editing app.
Yeah. And both of those apps are good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make your photos really nice.
Yeah, just use something to make your pictures really crisp and bright. I use PicTapGo and I layer the filters crispity, contrast, and bright side every time. I just save it as a recipe, and anytime I post a picture, it doesn't matter if it's a picture of my food or a picture of my baby. Like, it doesn't just have to be an It Works post. It's going to go through that filter, because that's going to take like a normal iPhone picture and make it just seriously so much it's just going to look so much more professional. I'm going to show you guys an example real quick. Okay, so this is a picture. I don't know if you can see this. You're probably not going to be able to see it as well with the glare, but like this was my son in the wildflowers. And then that was after it went through PicTapGo. So again, it's probably kind of grainy, but it's like so much more crisp. Like you can see the contrast in the flowers, and the bright side just really like brightened it up. So anyways, I highly recommend using something to do that. Gabrielle, that is PixArt. So Gabrielle just asked in the comments, like, what app we use to clip our email notifications on our pictures. So what I do is I literally just screenshot my email. I go ahead and go to my camera roll and I go ahead and crop it because, you know, it's probably going to have like all your emails in it. So I crop it to just the one email I wanted to use. And then PixArt, which is a free app, allows you to layer photos. So then I would like, you know, start with my main photo of like my baby or whatever. And then I go to add photo at the bottom. Hold on one second. Is that, oh, it's Zach. Oh, who was at the door?
But yeah, you guys can also crop that in PixArt as well. Just add photo within the PixArt. So you add your photo in PixArt, and then you're going to add another photo, which is your email screenshot. And then, yeah, you'll see it once you get in there. And if you need more direction, we can do that after, you know, we can help you out with that.
Yeah, and it'll let you like make the picture like more translucent if you want. You can blur out your account number and all that good stuff. So, but yeah, that's all that we do for that. So, and by the way, along that aligns with PixArt and then what we're talking about with posting. It's definitely whenever you have those successes, like getting a little customer or you get paid or you sign a distributor or whatever, take advantage of that and make a post about it because people need to see that you're having success. That is what really gets a lot of potential distributors' attention when they see, oh, she just signed another customer. She just signed another customer, you know, and you're constantly like showing people that. I try to, you know, almost every time I sign somebody, I try to make sure I can squeeze that into a post because it just shows people, you know, you are really doing this. You know, you're serious about it, you're steady, you're making money. So definitely take advantage of that for posting for sure. And then like Tori said, just along the lines of be relatable, make sure there's just some depth to your post. You know, it's okay. Like sometimes we just post like a quick picture of our baby or a quick picture of our food or something, and that's fine. But at the same time, you know, some of your posts, you do need to go a little bit more in depth. You know, like you'll see me, my business posts that I do in the evening, I'm going to tell my story and I'm going to be really real because that's what really tugs at people's heartstrings and gets their attention. So just, you know, don't be afraid to go beyond just the normal superficial social media typical, you know.
For sure.
Yeah.
Definitely. For sure. Okay. So I think those are some good do's and don'ts. And again, if something else comes to us a little bit later, we'll bring it up as well. So let's go ahead and transition over to the do's and don'ts of conversations with potential distributors and potential loyal customers, because it's really important. You know, how many times have you've been talking to a potential customer and all of a sudden they don't respond back, or all of a sudden you choke and you're like, oh no, like, wait, come back. I didn't mean to say that. I'm sorry. You know, like how many times is that? I mean, it's happened to me already, like multiple times where I was like, crap, I shouldn't have said that. Or maybe I should have said this a different way. So there are definitely some do's and don'ts of the conversations. And at the same time, or we pretty much hit the Facebook etiquette about not spamming and everything else. So yeah. So there's some do's and don'ts of conversation. Britt, do you want to start that off as well?
Yeah. So, okay, my number one rule, and I'm going to say this twice so everybody hears, do not answer a question that has not been asked. Like never, ever, ever. So if they did not ask that question, you do not answer that question. Do not give too much information. That is the number one reason I see people lose, you know, potential customers, lose potential distributors, because you're literally just throwing up on them. And I'm sorry, I don't know a better way to say that. But whenever you're talking to potentials, it is so easy to scare them away. You have to keep it stupid simple. I literally heard an Ambassador Diamond get on the stage at conference in February and they said, what's your number one tip? And they said, kiss. And everyone's like looking at them and they were like, keep it stupid simple. She's like, that's what I say to all my new team members, stupid simple. If like a 5-year-old can't understand it, don't go into it. Because here's the thing, when people are considering joining your team, they don't care about this, and this, and like, oh, and then this person's a presidential diamond and this person's an ambassador. Like they don't need to know all this stuff. And that's just one example. Like you want to keep it simple. Like they want to know, can I make money? Do you really make money? Is this something feasible that can squeeze into my life? Like that's it. So again, keep it simple. So like when you're talking to potential distributors, there's literally a couple bullet points that I hit on every single time. And I do not expound on this unless they ask me more questions. I say I work 100% off social media, 100% off my smartphone. I share about the products, I share about the business, and I interact with who's interested. all the training, all the materials provided for you, and our team's like one big family. That's it. And then I literally will say, I might throw in there to change my life, but then I'm going to say, what questions do you have? And I'm going to let them ask the questions, because if I just think I need to tell them everything possible about this business, like chances are they didn't want to know all that. And it's just going to overwhelm them and freak them out. And they're going to be like, I don't know if I can do this. So again, just keep it really, really simple. And this is the same thing when you're talking to potential customers. So if someone asks me about, the wraps, I'm not going to be like, oh, the wraps do this, 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 and this, and then this and this, and blah, 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 blah. And you can use it here and here. Like, I'm going to say one thing. I'm going to say they tighten, tone, and firm in 45 minutes. They diminish the appearance of cellulite and light and stretch marks. They're amazing. Did you want to get some ordered? Because again, if they have questions, they're going to ask. They're going to be like, well, hold on. I think I might want to get some ordered, but is it just water weight? And then they're going to go into that. Like, you don't need to tell them that stuff if they don't ask, though. So keep it really, really simple. Trying to think what else with potentials, like do's and don'ts of talking. I guess, honestly, that's my number one thing, is just never answer a question that hasn't been asked. Use the template. I have pricing wording in the files. That I have one that's set up as like if you're saying loyal customer, and I have one that's set up for product testers. And again, they're the same thing, but depending on how you are marketing, use the one that went along with your marketing. If you just said, I'm looking for product testers, don't use the loyal customer wording, use the product tester wording. But if you've already told somebody we have a loyal customer program, then, you can use the loyal customer wording. But literally use that wording like it's the Bible, because that is what you need to that's what you need to stick to make sure you're not going overboard and you're talking too much. So don't just kind of like look at that and be like, okay, I've got this. Like when you're new, just use that to your advantage. It's a template. You are going to have to change it per product. But the template's there for you. It's literally done. All you've got to do is input the product and change the pricing if the product you're using is a different price than the one that's in there, obviously. But other than that, it's done. It's ready for you. Use that to your advantage.
Yeah, and these templates work, guys. So make sure that you're using them. Like, they're there for a reason. We wouldn't stray you, we wouldn't take you off and just waste your time with the wording. It really does work. Like, when I first started, I did exactly what I wasn't supposed to do, what Brittany just said. And there were a few times where I was like, I'll just kind of tweak it here and there. No, it didn't work the same at all. I lost probably like 5 potential customers just because I thought I knew what I was talking about, and I obviously didn't. So use the templates. They're there for a reason. They help, they work. And just make sure, like she said, that you change the pricing, change the product, because you're gonna look like a fool if you're like, oh yeah, that's $100, and then you're like, wait, that was only $25. Because then somebody's gonna be like, no thanks. But yeah, so just make sure. That's really important to do. My other don't of conversations with potential customers and potential distributors: do not start group chats. Do not start group chats with potentials, because you're going to scare them. You're going to scare them away. They're going to feel, intimidated. They're going to feel really intimidated. They're going to be like, wait, who are all these people? What is going on? You want to keep everything really intimate. You want to make people feel like it's a comfortable environment. It's safe. It's cool. Like I said, if there's too many people in there and you're just like tagging and there's like 8 people that they don't know, they're going to be like, what did I just step into? So again, keep it really intimate, no group chats, just you and the potential customer or the potential distributor. And that's it. If you have a question, of course, go ahead and like on the side, like you can message, Brittany, or you can message myself or somebody that you know and trust on here and be like, hey, I don't know what to say next. Like, can you help me out? There's been multiple times where I've like heard and called Brittany. I'm like, Britt, like I'll send her the screenshot. I'll be like, what do I say? What do I say? Hurry up, and it works out. But just don't, what I mean? Oh, and that's another thing on top of that is don't tag or add other distributors that like to a loyal customer. Like, let's say I have a loyal customer that I'm talking to. I'm not going to go and tag Brittany within that post or within that message and be like, hey, Britt, here's this potential customer. Can you help her out? Like, what's the point of me then? You know what I mean? I'm gonna lose that sale potentially for myself. Like, love you, Britt, but I'm not gonna give you like my customers. You know what I mean? But you know what I'm saying? Like, I need money too. So you don't want to tag any other distributors. If you have a question, again, screenshot it, send it to someone, and be like, urgent. I really need help here, and everybody will help you out. So I think those are 2 really, really important things that you don't want to do, because you'll scare people away. You'll just lose any potential at closing that sale or getting a distributor under you.
For sure. Yeah. And like, seriously, like utilize us, utilize your uplines. Like, we are here to help you. So if like you're in a conversation, like and you don't know what to say, we would rather you screenshot it to us and ask us for help than like just totally wing it and butcher the conversation. Like, so we're here to help you. We just want the customer to feel confident with you. And so by you screenshotting us on the side, like we're going to be able to help you and give you the right answer to say, and you're going to be able to go present that answer, and it's going to come from you because you're who they know and trust. You know, they don't know me, they don't know Tori. And so, you know, we want you to be able to, and the best way that you're going to be able to learn is by going through these motions and by coming to us and asking questions, getting the answer and going back. I can't tell you how many times that I have called Claire in my upline and asked her for help on a situation. But you know what? Every time I call her and ask her help for this certain thing, now I don't have to ask about that anymore. I know that, and I can go help other people with that too. So there's no shame in asking for help. Like, that's what we're here for. Just make sure you're kind of like doing it the right way, and doing it, you know, behind the scenes, and you're still being professional with your customer. Cause that's what it really comes down to, guys, is we want to make sure we're professional, we're providing good customer service, and, you know, we're keeping them with us. Cause, you know, if someone comments on my post about, like, say, joining my team, and they're like, oh, I'm so interested, can you message me? And then I like tag Claire, and I'm like, yes. And then this is my friend Claire. She makes, you know, 3 6-figure incomes, and she's, you know, gotten $100,000 or $280,000 of bonuses, and she would love to talk to you too. Who do you think that person's going to sign with? You know, me, who's gotten $80,000 bonuses, which, yeah, that's cool, or her who's gotten $280,000. They're like, okay, you did well, but she did amazing. I'm going to go to her now. Especially if it's someone who, you know, maybe I just randomly added on Facebook and didn't already know me that well to begin with. You know, they're probably going to go to the person I just showed was more successful. So again, ask the questions from the people that know more than you, but still keep your potentials very safe and secure to you. Does that all make sense to everybody? We're telling you this to help you guys because we don't want you guys to be directing business to us. Like, that's your business, and we want to help you guys protect your business so you can thrive and you can come to the top.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And the more successful, you know, you guys are, the more successful we are. It's just like, it's a whole team environment. So we want you guys to obviously be successful. We don't want to steal your business. We want to help you grow your business. So yeah, those are definitely some things we wanted to hit on. We've got a few more things, and then we'll wrap it up. This next one I feel like is super, super important. It's pretty much how to increase your following on Facebook and Instagram. If you do not have an Instagram account, make one. Brittany, the majority of your, and correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like you told me the majority of your customers are Instagram.
Yes,
right?
I would say over half my customer signing customers. Okay. Yeah.
Gotcha. Brittany, how many followers do you have now? It's like 4,000 something?
I think like 3,600, a little under 4,000. When I started, though, I only had 300 guys. 300. So in 10 months, we've gone from 300 to like 3,600.
And I started at like 740 or something like that, and now I'm at like 1,400. So, and that's not even doing it every night, like what we're about to tell you, the steps. So it's super easy, super simple. This is how you do it. So we're going to talk about Instagram, how to add to increase your following on Instagram first, and then we'll go to Facebook. So Instagram, right off the bat, you're going to want to make your account private, because if it's public, everybody can already see it, you know, it's no mystery there. Like, everybody can always see or already see what you're posting, and there's no need to add you as a friend. If it's private, people are like, what's this girl about? Or what's this about? I want to see, you know, and they have to add you as a friend in order to see your posts. So go ahead and do that. Like, that's number one, is to go ahead and make your account private. Number two would be, Britt, do you think number two would be the just adding people?
For Instagram?
Yes.
Yeah. So I just go to like I'll take my like 3 most recent pictures on my Instagram, and I will click on the likers, and then I will go to the likers Instagram, and I will add the likers of their first 3 pictures. So unless they're distributors, okay, if you've got people on the team that are liking your pictures, don't go to their Instagrams. You don't want to steal their people. But like your normal people who are not in the business that are liking your pictures, those are active Instagram users. If they're liking your 3 most recent pictures, they're on Instagram, which means they've got a lot of friends that are on Instagram too. So go to their most 3 recent pictures, click on the likers. It doesn't matter if it's 20 likes or if it's 100 likes, just go and add those likers.
Literally just follow. It's gonna get annoying, but do it because it'll work, I promise.
For sure. And like if you stick with the people that are kind of already in your market and like go to their markets, chances are you're going to find a lot of really like-minded people that you want on your Instagram. So I always tell people like add people that you feel like you have something in common with. So if they're friends of your friends, you probably have something in common with.
Right.
But definitely go ahead.
Oh, it's okay. So pretty much what I call it is grinding. So a lot of people, sounds kind of gross, but anyway, like when I play video games and stuff like that, it's like when you're having to do something that you don't really want to, but like you need to do it. You're just like sitting there grinding it out. So literally this is like part that kind of stinks about social media, but you literally just sit there and grind it out. You just, every night, I think, try to do it every night. I mean, it's not crucial that you do it every night, but obviously the more you do it, the more followers you're going to get. So literally there'll be nights where I'm laying in bed, like getting Nick's to sleep, and I'll just be on Instagram and do exactly that. I'll see who's liked my most recent photo. I'll click it and I'll be like, oh, okay, for example, Brittani. I'm just going to say that. Don't go to distributors, but I'm just saying a name for an example. I'll go to Brittani's. I'll go to her very first photo and I'll say who liked that. And I'll just be like, follow. It gets really redundant, but trust me, it works. So literally that's pretty much how you will increase significantly. Like I guarantee you after this meeting, try it out, make your thing private and do exactly what we just said. And I guarantee you'll get at least 50 before the night's over. It's pretty crazy. So yeah, that's Instagram pretty much. I mean, is there anything else on Instagram that you think?
Well, I just want to elaborate on like what Tori said about like, you not having to do it every night, but like definitely the more you do it, the more you'll get, the more followers you'll get. It right. is crucial that at least in this interim, when you're brand new, that you're consistent, like, just commit. Like for the next 2 weeks straight, I'm not going to miss a night. I'm going to add, 50 to 200 people every night. Right. Because I would rather like get all that out of the way early on and then have this stable, steady following that is following me now and, constantly bringing me business. So that's not something I would delay on. I would say like, just like she said, tough it out now and get that out of the way and just, give yourself an attainable goal and just make sure you're holding yourself accountable and getting that done.
Yeah. Just do the grind for sure.
And then on Instagram too. So just a couple Instagram do's and don'ts that kind of tie in our last things about posting. So on Instagram, I delete before and afters 24 hours later. So I do share before and afters on Instagram, just like Facebook, but Instagram's a little bit different than Facebook. When you're adding followers on Instagram, if the first thing they see is like before and afters that you shared, yesterday, there's a good chance they might not want to follow you back. So make sure that you're deleting those 24 hours later just to keep your Instagram really pretty, really clean. It's not that it's not that your Instagram needs to look like Pinterest. It's just that your Instagram needs to look like just a normal everyday person. So just make sure you are putting those clean, bright pictures, but then make sure you're keeping it looking non-spammy. So I know this probably confuses some of you. Like you want to share the before and after because you're going to get customers, but then after you get the customers, you want to delete it. And that's not as big of a deal on Facebook, but Instagram it is. For whatever reason, Instagram's just a little bit different.
Yeah, for sure. And then do you want to touch on the followers app or?
Yeah, I can do that. So there's an app that we use to keep track of, okay, Monica, this is going to answer your question. Okay. So there's an app called Followers. It's the free app and it's got there's several different ones that are called Followers. The one that I use is like white. You probably can't see it, but see that on the right there, it's white with a red, green, and blue person. But that app is awesome for keeping your Instagram just clean and just keeping it the way you want it for business. So download that app if you don't have it already. And what you're going to do is after you go on a following spree, a couple of days later, you're going to go in that app and it's going to have a little section that says users that I am following, but are not following me back. And so you're going to go in that app and anyone that's not following you back, but you're following, you're going to unfollow them. Cause you want to keep your numbers even on Instagram. So you do not want to have 200 followers and be following 2,000. Cause that makes you look like a spammer when you're friending new people. They're going to be like, why is she following 2,000 but only 200 are following her back? So you want to keep your numbers really even. So you're going to go and unfollow anybody that didn't follow you back. And then you're still going to be following new people, but you're always just going to want to make sure, give those new people a couple days to follow you back and then unfollow them. There's also a section that says users that are following me and I'm not following back. Don't worry about that. You don't have to necessarily be following everybody back, but the people that are not following you back, that does matter. It'll also show you who's unfollowed you. So if you ever get unfollowed, you can click and see who unfollowed you. Just go ahead and unfollow them right back. Don't take it personal. People unfollow you. It's just, some people are weird and flaky. If they unfollow you, it's literally not personal. Like, they're probably having a bad day. So just unfollow them back. That's not who Zach and I have always talked about it. Like, if I do a business post and it was like a really heartfelt, inspirational business post, and 10 people unfollow me about it, okay, that's 10 people that were never going to be a part of my business anyway. So it's not anything to get upset about. Just unfollow them and be like, okay, great. Now I can focus on the people that actually are interested. But yeah, that app is definitely crucial to be working Instagram effectively the way you need to.
Right. So yeah, so pretty much what I do is, like I said, I'll lay down at night before going to sleep. I'll add the way we told y'all how to add. So follow. I'll literally wait 24 hours, because usually if people are pretty active, people are pretty active on social media. Like, I go on Instagram at least, God, I don't even know, like 10 times a day at least. So I'll wait 24 hours, then I'll go onto the app and I'll hit that button. It's like unfollow the followers that aren't following you. Pretty much it's like what she said. And literally there's a button in the top right that says unfollow all, and it'll just unfollow all those people that aren't following you back. And there is a limit, so it'll say like, you've been blocked. Don't freak out. You're not blocked from Instagram or anything. They just have like a cap. So like there are actual robot like spams out there that literally are just like, go through Instagram and just add. And, so they're just trying to prevent that. So anyway, so that's really like those things it'll blow your mind how many followers you get just from doing those quick little steps. Facebook, you think we're good to jump over to Facebook real quick?
And then I just wanted to touch on, make sure you don't put anything in your bio about, did you already say that?
Yeah. No, go ahead.
Make sure on Instagram, you don't have anything in your bio about It Works, and you don't have anything in your Instagram name about It Works. The reason why is you don't want people to think you're only adding them because you're in direct sales. So
right.
You just appear like a normal everyday person, and then they are going to get a chance to get to know you and like you by seeing your lifestyle posts, seeing your posts of your family and whatnot. And then when they see an It Works post on their newsfeed, they're going to be so much more receptive to it, because they're like, oh, I like her. She's a cool person, but you don't want their first impression of you to be, oh, she's just in direct sales. That's the only reason I'm being added right now.
Right. And then also do not hashtag It Works.
Yes.
Yeah. Don't hashtag It Works. If you want to do something like hashtag Fitspo, like fit inspiration, or like, something that's like relatable to like diet, or hashtag diet. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Do hashtags like that. That way people, because a hashtag is purely just a search engine. Like, that's just the only way to search. So if I want to be like new moms, like hashtag new moms, I want to see the new moms that are on Instagram. So I'm going to look up hashtag new moms. So adding multiple hashtags will not get you more followers. It'll literally, actually adding too many hashtags does the same thing, where it decreases your views. Like, people won't see it as much if you use too many hashtags. So just try to be relatable. Never hashtag It Works. So yeah. Okay, you good to go to Facebook?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, so Facebook, Brittani, did you make yours? Yours isn't private, right?
Yeah, my Facebook's public, my Instagram's private. So I think it's crucial your Instagram be private, like Tori said. But my Facebook is public, and that's honestly, it served me really well. I've had people who have kind of like watched my post without being my friend, and then have come and messaged me and been like, hey, I've been seeing your post. Because they'll like kind of, if you're public, you'll come up on people's news feeds. Like, I'm just going to give an example. Like, if Tori likes my post all the time, and my Facebook is public, like, there's a possibility, depending on like what some of her friend settings are, that like I'm going to come up on their newsfeed if we have mutual friends. Now, most of like our friends, we have the same friends, so that's not like a realistic example. But like, I've been connected with distributors on the team before, because they had a friend that was liking my stuff, and then my profile came up on theirs. So I don't really know how that works, because I guess something in my settings, I don't ever see people's stuff I'm not friends with, but definitely I feel like Facebook, it's beneficial for you to be public.
Right. Okay, cool. Yeah. So do that. And then also, okay, so to get a better following on Facebook as well, pretty much what you want to do is you want to go to your friends. You're already friends. You want to go to your friends' friends. So how many times have you seen on like one of your friends' pictures, you have 20 mutual friends? I'm sure it's happened quite a bit. So what you want to do is you want to go to your friends, see their the mutual friends, and then add them. So if you have 10 or more mutual friends, go ahead and add them. If you have 0, don't worry about it. Right? Did I explain that okay? I feel like I might have missed something.
No, you explained it. It's like basically like I would never go to another It Works distributors friends list. Like Tori and I have a lot of mutual friends, but because we went to high school together. But I'm not, Tori's a distributor, so she's out for me. But like maybe there's someone else that we went to high school with that's, never shown any interest in the business and isn't a distributor. They haven't ever shown any interest in the products. Like I could go to their profile, since they're acting like they're not really interested in me, and I could just go to their friends, and then like Tori said, anyone that I have 10 or more mutual friends with on their friends list, I could add. Yeah. And also use this as a positive too. If somebody ever does give you a no, like let's say you ask your sister to become one of your first product testers, and she's like, no, I don't want anything to do with this. Don't get all down about it. Go add all your sister's friends. Like just go ahead and just accept her market. I have done this so many times, guys, and it has always been fruitful. Like I'm just going to give an example real quick. My cousins, when I started, who I'm very close with, they're like big sisters to me. They said that they were not interested in the products, were not interested in the business. And so I went and added all their friends, and literally a rock star on our team right now, Rachel, I don't know if she's on here, but I'm going to call her out. I don't think she's on. She'll see it in the recording. But Rachel's she's a ruby, actually almost charted diamond on my team. She's amazing. But she is my cousin's best friend. So when my cousin told me no, I went and added all her friends, and literally multiple of her friends have become my customers. And one of her friends, Rachel, has joined our team and is a rock star. So like, imagine if I'd have just gotten all, upset that my cousin said no. Instead, turn that into positive and just go add their friends, because I promise you they're gonna have friends that are interested. But yeah, just general rule of thumb, add people that you have mutual friends with to grow your network. If you can shoot to add like 10 to 15 new Facebook friends a day, that is good. Just make sure at the end of the week you go cancel your pending request, which means anyone that didn't accept your request but just kind of left it pending, because the algorithm with Facebook will lower your visibility if you have too many outgoing requests. So you do and I know this is kind of a lot to keep up with, but we're recording this. So if you ever need to come and revert back to this later, you can. But yeah.
Cool. Yep. So pretty much we pretty much covered how to post each day, don't you think?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. And then, all right. So the last thing, guys, sorry, I know this is a lot to take in, but again, like she said, it's recorded, so you can come back. Hopefully you'll be taking notes too. So the last thing is where to find subject matter. So like, the before and afters, product info, what are the ingredients, how much is a product, that kind of thing. So to find subject matter, like Brittany said at the beginning, it's you can find stuff on Fire Tribe, on Elite, on Freedom, all those groups. There's literally so much, so many before and afters, so many different things that you can get ideas from, and follow some leaders in the industry, and get some inspiration from them too. Don't steal their photos and like their personal photos and stuff like that, but at least you can grab some, like I said, inspiration from all that. But yeah, before and afters are from all those, before and afters are in every single one of those groups. Right, Brittany, so people can literally just go in and find all the photos that they need and just make it relevant to your post.
Yeah.
Pricing, you guys, pricing, product descriptions, serving sizes, ingredients, how many capsules are in a bottle. Literally, you guys, like all of that is on the website. Like you literally just go to the website, hit shop, go to the product, hit the product, And literally there's like little, one says like view product info, or view product description, and click on it. Boom, right there. I literally keep Safari on my phone open. Like I literally keep that website open all day. So if somebody's like, hey, how much is the cleanse? I'm like, $36, retails for whatever. You know what I mean? And just boom, someone's like, oh, I have an allergy to this. I'm like, I'm going in there. I'm like, okay, I can't pronounce any of these ingredients, but I don't see what you're talking about. So you're good. You know what I mean? Like that kind of stuff. So, your website is literally your best friend, I swear. So instead of like, you know, a lot of people, it's kind of funny. I've seen quite a few people kind of take the lazy way out and been like, hey, Tori, how much is the cleanse? And I'm like, really? It's on the website. It's on the website. So yeah, so just the website is your best friend. So literally, again, just anything that you really need. I mean, if you can't find it and you've been like searching on that product page and you're like, I swear I've read it upside down, sideways, back and forth, and I still can't find it, then of course go ahead and ask, you know. But if it's something like pricing, product description, anything like that, you can find it all on the website. Literally just shop and then click the product you have a question about, and it should be right there.
Yeah, and a lot of people ask this, so I'm just going to clarify. You cannot find the retail and loyal customer pricing on eSuite. eSuite's only going to show you the discounted pricing. The loyal customer pricing is that's our price. What Tori's talking about is your actual website. So that URL that you get when you sign up, like mine is like brittanyhayes.myitworks.com. Like that is the website that you're going to go to see all this pricing. And then Gabrielle made a great point in the comment, product coach. So myitworksproductcoach.com is also a great resource. She just put it in the comments. That has all the frequently asked questions about like all of our products. So you could go to product coach and you could write gluten in the search and it would tell you what products were gluten free. So that's also a great like resource if you have like a random question, you know, outside of like the basics, like price, ingredients, that kind of a thing.
Right.
And then I'm trying to think what else. I just literally just had something when you were talking about subject matter and it just lost me whenever I was talking about product coach. We have some questions in the chat, so don't let me forget to
okay.
the story whenever you're done.
Yeah, I mean, that was pretty much all I was going to cover with this. I think that was the main stuff. So if we want to hit the questions, unless you had something else to add.
The only other thing that I wanted to add was about back to when we were talking about conversations, do's and don'ts with potentials. Whenever you're just getting started and you're warm messaging people, or you do your first post and someone messages you, utilize the goals that are in the files. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, ask your upline, or you can ask me and just have them, your upline should know what they are and they can tag you in it in the files. But whenever someone says like, yeah, I would love to be a product tester, what do you have? My number one go-to, because again, we don't want to throw up on them and give them too much info, is like, oh, let me send you a list of the goals and you can take a look at the goals and see which ones stand out to you. And then I will pair you with the product that accomplishes that goal. And then send them the goals. And then whenever they give you the numbers that are the goals that they have, I have another file that says responses to goals. And so every single response you need, pricing, everything, like a quick description of that product is in that file, responses. So you literally are set up. You're set up for success. Anything they ask you, you're going to have the answer right there at your fingertips. And then of course, if they ask like some weird question about a product that you don't know, you know, you can always screenshot your enroller and ask them, and they can guide you with that conversation. But yeah, just make sure you utilize the goals. That's a great way to smoothly transition whenever someone says they're interested. But okay, so let's go over to the questions now. So Tiffany has asked, what would you use to post your own before and afters? Okay, so I'm not sure I fully understand the question. Do you know what she's asking, Tori?
What would we use to post my, like collage the photos, or?
I'm guessing. Tiffany, if you want to click, okay, she said yes. Okay. I mean, I just use, what do I use? I don't even know. Tori, what do you use? There's
a bunch of different, like literally you guys, if you go to the Apple store or whatever the Google one is, sorry, I'm not a Samsung person, but you literally just type like picture collage, and there's like 100 different apps that you can use. One actually called Pic Collage, and I'm pretty sure also, I'm pretty sure Instagram has one too, like within within Instagram. I'm not sure. See, some people are already spouting some off in the comments right there. So there's a lot. I mean, just take your pick, whatever you feel like is most user friendly, easiest to kind of maneuver through. Just use that. But yeah, so I hope that answers your question.
And Instagram has a new feature too, where you can swipe over. And so that's a great way to share
Yeah.
before and after too. Like you could, have like a picture of you. And then in the comments, you could say, in the caption, you could say like swipe over to see my before and afters. And you could like literally swipe and show the before, swipe and see the after. Okay. It looks like Gabrielle had a question. Let me read this real quick.
And yes, you do. You need an Instagram. No, go ahead.
Okay. Okay. So, you are going to have those people who assume that it means free. That initial post though, that I have in the files. So it says, I'm looking for product testers to build up my portfolio. All these product testers will get to use any one of the 40 plus products we have at my discount in exchange for their honest review and feedback. So if someone still comes back and is like, oh, I thought it was free, you just got to let them go. Like you literally just said it was at your discount. You didn't say I'm paying for your product. You said it was at my discount. So those kind of people I've literally, I get really frustrated when people do that because I'm like, did you not read? But I feel like you've just got to very smile, and I always like to voice message them, and I'm like, oh no, I'm like, you get my discount on any product you want, which is amazing. You're gonna get 40% off retail, but I'm so sorry you misunderstood. So I feel like that's really the only way to handle those people, because there definitely are people like that. We've all come across them in the business who think it's free.
But that's actually that's kind of the point too. So not to be kind of sneaky or whatever, but that's kind of what's going to grab people's attention, and that's what's going to have them message you directly. If they're like, oh, hey, yeah, I'll have my hair grow out, for free. They not saying that it's for free, but you know what I mean? I'm like, oh yeah, I'll be a product tester. I'll be a hair model, and then I message Brittany and it's like, oh, okay, well I get a discount. So yeah, sure. I'll go ahead and sign up, but it's, I think it's, that keeps it kind of exciting. So oh yeah, it at least piques interest a little bit. You're not lying. You're not like Brittany said, you're not like, oh yeah, who wants free products? That's not how it works. You know what I mean? That's not how it works. But yeah. So.
And another thing is always remember that there's still a potential even if they didn't buy right that second. So write them down on your follow-up list and follow up with them on Fridays. Most people get paid on Fridays. So maybe it was a money thing and she was really hoping it was free. And then, you came back and said it was $33 and she's like, oh, I can't afford that. And then she was just annoyed and was like, I thought it was free, but that doesn't mean she won't buy later. She was obviously interested or she wouldn't have messaged you. So what I do with those people is I just keep following up with them. And a lot of those people, I might have to follow up with a few weeks in a row, but what's going to happen is eventually you're going to catch them when they do have the extra money. And they're like, I've watched her post about this for 4 weeks now. I need to just break down and get it,
For sure.
Okay. How do we know? So the starter package, your business builder kit comes with all your marketing materials that you need, like your Blitz cards and stuff like that. It comes with, depending on where you're located and what warehouse it ships out of, it might have Defining Gel samples. If not, they give you something else to compensate if they're out of that, if the warehouse you're shipped out of was out of that. And then it comes with a free box of wraps. So, and you should be getting that in the mail soon. It comes with catalogs and lots of goodies. A thing of Fab Wrap, I think, is in there, and a little bracelet. So you'll get that soon. And then, if you're local to me, the warehouse is in Dallas. So it actually ships just right down the road. Okay. Lauren said, if they say they are really interested and I have already followed up with them once and got no response, should I just drop it? No, absolutely not. I have a firm rule. If they reach out to me, they're interested, and I will follow up with them until I seal the deal or until they flat out say, oh, I'm not interested any longer, which never happens. If they kind of dropped off, it's because of a money issue, I guarantee you. And they're probably embarrassed that their money's tight, but that doesn't mean money's always going to be tight. That doesn't mean that they're going to not have a Friday coming up soon, that they are a little ahead on their bills. So you've got to keep following up with them, because if they said they're interested, they're interested, they're going to buy eventually. I had a girl when I first started, I started in June. She literally was one of the first people to ever message me about the products. And she said, okay, it was about hair, skin, and nails. She said, I can't get it, but follow up with me on Friday. And I followed up with her on Friday and she didn't get it. It was 3 Fridays in a row. And she was just ignoring my messages, or she would say, okay, sorry, not this Friday, next Friday. But it was every other time she'd either ignore or she'd say that. And I heard in a training, someone say if they reached out to you, keep following up. Now, if you warm message somebody and they didn't answer, don't keep bugging them. But if they reach out to you, keep following up. Literally, I followed up with this girl 19 Fridays in a row. And on the 19th Friday, she didn't answer. But that Sunday, 2 days later, I woke up Sunday morning to all of her info on my phone, like credit card, email, address, phone number, everything. And she was like, please put my order through. I have the money now. And I was like, oh my gosh. But like, what if like after 2 weeks, I would have just stopped following up with her? Like, she probably would have forgotten about me, you know? But because I was very like gentle in my follow-ups. I just said, hey girl, were you ready to get your order of hair, skin, and nails in? That's it. It wasn't like this big novel. It was just short and sweet. One question. And for her, it was a money thing. She just literally was always behind. And 19 weeks later, she wasn't behind anymore. So that's kind of my firm rule.
On top of that, a cool feature that Facebook Messenger has is if you type in like, let's say somebody's like, oh, it's a money thing, I don't get paid till Friday. And then you say, okay, girl, I'll follow up with you on Friday. Or you could say, I'll follow up with you. I'll follow up with you on Friday. It'll literally underline Friday. You can click Friday and it'll set a reminder, and it'll actually message you and the potential customer 30 minutes before that time. And literally like that has been so helpful because like mom brain, brand new mom, I'm like distracted with my baby. There are times where I'm like, I will just forget, you know, and that thing will pop up and remind me. And I'm like, oh God, thank God. Like I set that because I totally would have forgotten to follow up. And it's cool because it subtly reminds them too, to where you're not like, hey, like, are you ready now? Hey, are you ready now? Hey, you know, it's one of those things that will just like subtly remind them. And then you can just send them a message when that alarm goes off and say like, hey girl, did you want to get that order placed? And literally like that's saved my life like 100 times already. So that's like, utilize the tools that you have because it will help you land all your customers. So
yeah, for sure. Seriously, that Facebook event reminder thing is golden. Anyone that's a Facebook potential, they're getting an event reminder. And that goes for potential distributors and that goes for potential customers. If a potential distributor says, I want to sign up with you on Friday when I get paid, like Tori said, I'm going to click Friday, and I mean, I'm messaging them Friday. But that's just like, everyone always says like work smarter, not harder. This is one of those things. Like I literally was just setting a reminder in my phone for someone off Instagram last night who said, message me Friday when I get paid. And I was like so bummed that I couldn't do that on Instagram. So I just went to my reminders and made a reminder to go off on Friday. But like that feature on Facebook is amazing. So definitely take advantage of that. Okay, Jordan said, she asked, do you send the same message every time, even if they keep saying no? So my follow-up messages, I will, if they, okay, let me give you two scenarios. If I follow up with them and I'm like, and I say like, hey girl, were you ready to get your order of hair, skin, and nails in? Crickets. They don't say anything. The next Friday, I'm probably going to say, hey girl, were you still interested in hair, skin, and nails? So I'm still short, sweet, direct following up, but I might change the wording a little bit so it doesn't look like I'm just a robot. But I mean, if I messaged them and said, hey girl, were you still interested in hair, skin, and nails? And they said, yeah, I am, but I can't get it yet. I'll probably say, oh, well, when did you want to get it? When should I follow up with you? And then if they say next Friday, then I will just say the same thing next Friday. I'll be like, hey girl, did you want to get your order in or whatever? You know, I don't worry about saying the same thing if that, but if it was a cricket situation, I'll just tweak the wording just a little bit. Sometimes I'll even say like the next time I'll say, hey girl, I hope you were having a happy Friday. Were you ready to get your order in? Right. Something like that. So just minor changes, but for the most part.
A lot of times too, people like, they'll be like, oh, I can't get it till I get paid. Well, then just get really real with them and be like, okay, when do you get paid? Like, what day of the week do you get paid? I'll just, you know, and just be like, I'll just follow up with you then. And if they're like Friday, then you can click that Friday because it'll be underlined. And then boom, you set the reminder and it reminds you both. So it's a win-win. And like literally, I've had a lot of people do that and it works. I'll follow up with them and be like, hey girl, like, I was like, yay, payday, you know, and I'll just be like, you want to get that order in? And they're like, yeah, let's do it. I'm like, cool. So yeah, it works.
The more direct you are, the more sales you're going to close. So like whatever color you are, like let's say you're not naturally direct. Like let's say you're a yellow. This is one thing you're just going to have to like just make that compromise on and be like, okay, I know I'm naturally yellow, but I'm going to pretend I'm not in this area. You have got to end everything on a question. Don't say things like, let me know or anything like that. Like end on a question, always end, did you want to get some ordered whenever you're giving them the pricing info? And then when you're following up, don't say, hey, let me know if you're ready to get your order in today. Don't say that. Say, hey, were you ready to get your order in? So just
Right.
if there's anything that I can say as far as sealing the deal and follow-ups and all that, is that the fortune's in the follow-up and you've got to be direct. Just be short, sweet, direct.
Right.
Okay. Vanessa said she sells lots on Facebook, just has to sell. It works on Facebook. Vanessa, you can do good. Like seriously, watch this recording and you will do so well. Just implement these tips. And, these are tips that are very specific to the nature of our business, the nature of it works in social media marketing. So just, watch this a couple of times and get familiar, but you'll be golden. I know you've got this. Erica asked how you do the reminder on Facebook. Did you want to explain that, Tori?
Yeah. So you literally can just say a day of the week, Monday, Friday, or you can put in like May 30 or May 30th or May 25th, and it'll literally underline the day of the week or the date. So when it underlines it, you literally just click it. I do it on my phone. I haven't tried it on the computer, but literally you just tap it and a pop-up will come up and it'll say, set event or something like that, like set event for this day. Do you want to change? And it'll have like an option to change the time. If you want to change the time, it automatically defaults to 12 o'clock in the afternoon or noon. So that I usually just keep it at 12 because it's just midday. And I mean, but if you need to set it for like, 8 o'clock at night or 7 o'clock at night when somebody's just got off work, that kind of thing, it's really cool. So it's really simple. And then you just hit save and boom. You don't have to do anything else. That's it. And it'll send you a reminder when that day comes, a 30-minute heads up. And it's like, hey, you've got this meeting thing, blah, blah, blah. And the alert pops up for both you and the person that you are talking to. So it's really nice, really helpful.
And it underlines it when your potential says the day too. Like it's not just you. Like if your potential says I get paid Friday, like Tori said, it'll underline Friday. So then you literally just click it. You don't have to do anything else. So definitely start utilizing that feature. It's really helpful. Okay. Well, does anybody else have any other questions? We've gone through all the ones on the chat so far. So if you have a question before we hop off, go ahead and type it or raise your hand or unmute yourself and ask it. Speak now or forever hold your peace. I'm just kidding. You can come to us anytime.
Yeah.
Did you have anything else you wanted to add, Tori, before we hopped off, or do you think you?
No, I don't want to fry everyone's brains tonight. So I feel like we probably did a little bit anyway. But yeah, I mean, my main points and.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
I just figured out how to get.
Uh-oh.
I was just seeing if y'all can.
Oh, we got a bad connection.
Sorry, I'll figure it out later.
Okay.
All right. But yeah, so the main points, if you haven't done your first social media post, do that, but find the template. 2, there's the do's and don'ts of posting that we, don't worry about it, Vanessa, it happens. The do's and don'ts of posting, do your warm messaging. And again, we have the template on Fire Tribe and on the other groups as well. Remember the Facebook etiquette, the do's and don'ts of your conversations that we talked about. Definitely jump on when we were talking about increasing your following for Facebook and Instagram, do that immediately. Just do that tonight. And I actually, if you want to follow up with me, I'm actually curious to hear how well it works for some of you. So y'all should tell me tomorrow or in a couple days, be like, Tori, I went from, 30 followers to 100 in 2 days, because I guarantee you it works. My mind was blown. I was like, I've been doing it wrong this whole time. Are you kidding me? It was pretty funny when Brittany told me about it. Cause I was like, man, I'm sitting here doing hashtags. I'm trying to be I don't know. So anyway, it was pretty funny. And then we talked about how to post each day and where to find subject matter, pricing, product descriptions, information, before and afters, and all that. So I think we're good for right now. And again, if you guys have any other questions, message me. If you want my phone number, because I know some of y'all call Brittany or text Brittany, just message me and I'll give you my phone number if that makes you, it is easier sometimes to just pick up the phone. I don't know how available I'll try to be available for you. Got a brand new baby. So, but yeah, so our door's open. Any questions, just hit us up. We want to see y'all succeed. And we want to succeed. So it's all just one big happy circle and big happy family. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Britt, do you have anything else?
No, I think that we covered everything. I'm going to post the recording in Fire Tribe here soon. And yeah, if you guys think of anything else, you know, just like Tori said, just message us and let us know.
Cool. All right, guys. Y'all have a good night.
Have a good night, guys.
All right. Bye.